It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we are serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Because we need the subscribers. I feel like we're not that far away from 5,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
But also, after doing this show for 11 years, well, technically, we've been doing this version of the show for 6 years. We should have way more than 5,000.
Yeah.
So y'all, please go subscribe. Please tell a friend. Tell your grandmama that still watches Days. Tell your auntie that's been watching Days since day one. Make sure they know that they can come here and talk all things Days of Our Lives. And if you can't watch us live and in living color, before we do that, join us as an exclusive member on our exclusive members only page. You can join us for a virtual event bi-monthly. You can also get some great content. You can come on here when we have guests and be able to ask your question to the guests live. So come on over. The water's fine. Click join to be a part of our members only page. Now, if you cannot watch us live, if you do not want to see our shining faces, you can listen to us on our favorite podcast stations. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Just search Dishin Days and take us along with you. You might be riding your Peloton, or maybe taking the kids to Target, or you might just be planting your garden, looking at how those tomatoes are coming in quite nicely. And while you're doing all that, you can be caught up on all the latest stunt shows and shenanigans that are happening in Salem, brought to you by your favorite hosts of Dishin Days. So go find us on the podcast station. Speaking of podcasts, to get your full soap opera fix, make sure you go visit my good Judy, James Lott Jr., our former co-host, as he is the HBIC over at JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. That's right. You can take a recap of Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates, as well as listen to some original audio dramas brought to you by Mr. James Lott Jr. himself. So go give a follow to JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found, because my friend is very old. Period.
Yes, and our friend to the show, Candace Mack, I believe, has an interview. I think it's already up with John Lindstrom of General Hospital and Beyond the Gates. Please support.
Correction.
Yes,
she has a question.
She has a question
for John Lindstrom.
She has a question for John Lindstrom, but she got long. I got the scoop on all that. And by the way, she gave me some scoop that while she was in line waiting to see Mr. John Lindstrom, that she got some scoop of, hey, have you heard of this podcast called Dishin Days? So I hope those lovely people that pulled Miss Candace Mack aside and said, hey, have you heard about Dishin Days? I hope y'all are subscribed.
Oh, yes. Why for 2 seconds did I think there was another podcast called Dishin Days? The way that I was about to chat GPT, Google, Bing, to be like, I know somebody didn't try to come up with Dishin Days. Okay.
It's us, which we thank you. We thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Please do. And also, while you're here, make sure you let us know what you thought. Give us your comments. Give us your feedback over in the chat. We will be looking. Let me also mention this. Excuse me. Every week, I post about our sound off segment. And we actually really want you guys to send in either a video or audio letting us know your thoughts on the show. The 30 seconds, just be like, hey, I love this. I didn't like this. I didn't get this, whatever it is. Please send it in. Don't be afraid. If you don't like to be on camera, you can be just voice only. We can play that on here too. Um, I love the fact that we get our same people every week. Our lovely friends over in Tacoma, Washington, along with like some other people who turn in rants regularly. But I am very interested in hearing from others as well.
Yeah.
So I can't stress this enough. All right. Please, please, please do not be afraid. Send it in. It's okay. All right. Annette Thompson said, I would more often, Tony, but I usually forget what happened early in the week. Girl, you ain't the only one. At least you don't have to come on here and do a whole entire show. All right. Before we dive deep into all things days this week, what did we think about this week's episodes?
It was fine. Like a regular week. I noticed this week I was doing the outline. I was like, it's a week of tidbits. Like everyone in the cast was on this week, with the exception of maybe a couple people. I was like, it was like every storyline imaginable was on this week.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone got like 10 minutes of something or 20 minutes or
That's a good point.
It was a lot.
I think I was just more honed in on a lot of the emotional impacts that maybe I just didn't notice how quickly they passed, because there was a lot of feelings. There's a lot of feelings this week.
Yeah, I really felt like it was one of those weeks where like there's nothing big happening. It's kind of like just watching life move forward to get to the next thing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. All right. Well, let's make it do what it do, yeah. It is now time to start Dishin Days.
Dishin Days.
That sounded like we were like Dishin Days, Dishin Days, Dishin Days. All right, let's start off with our very first. Let's start off with our top storylines. Our top storylines of the week. We are going to go over those, or as Justin just called them, the top tidbits of the week. We're going to start with the first one, which is the memorial for Sophia. First of all, let me go ahead and start by giving kudos to the photo that they used for Sophia. I said, now this is lovely. It was giving Crest toothpaste print ad. It was giving white strips. It was giving Gap, Old Navy 4th of July sale. Like Rachel Boyd looked good. And if Rachel Boyd did not get a copy of that photo, she should. She 100% should. Yeah. I just, you know what? I will say this, and I know that it's probably budget stuff. I just wish they didn't skip out on seeing some sort of memorial. Like, I would have loved for a lot of that to have happened in a church or in some other setting rather than the Brady Pub. Because it's like, oh, thank you for hosting the reception, but it's like, do we always have to hold the receptions at the Brady Pub? Because, and listen, I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm a fan. I love Days. I have loved Days. But watching, for instance, Beyond the Gates, where it's like, you know, there's different sets and there's different things to where everything about that world makes sense, right? And they're also doing what I think is so interesting is that because there were times where we would say, like, do any of these other worlds exist within the soap world? And what Beyond the Gates has been able to do is incorporate a lot of CBS stuff into that soap. For instance, and I'm so far behind, but like Anita Dupree, who's the matriarch, she's dealing with cancer, and she also plays like a well-known singer and performer who did an interview with Gayle King saying that she has cancer. That's how she announced it to the world. What I liked about that was that there was an actual interview with her and Gayle King. It was CBS This Morning, which promotes CBS This Morning. And I was just like, this is so interesting. And then also the cross promotion of Young and the Restless, I think it is, and Beyond the Gates, because some of those characters have been talked about in Beyond the Gates. And Bold and the Beautiful. Okay. Bold and the Beautiful, sorry.
Okay, no,
yeah, because like the Foresters have like a magazine or something, and then it was mentioned in Beyond the Gates because Danny Dupree is like a former mom, and I was just like, I love this. So all that to say, and then also like I think I was listening to Ron's interview on Soapy about like the restrictions that Days has about like only a certain amount of people like in each scene and things like that. But I think I want to say I heard like General Hospital has that like if they're needed, bring them in. And I just and I wish that there was enough of a budget, if it's budget things, that would just allow those kind of things to like make sense.
Yeah.
So going back to the memorial, I wish that we didn't see the reception or the after memorial, but we actually saw a memorial service or post service, and all of those things were happening in a different setting other than the Brady Pub. That was a long-winded way of saying that, but I think I dotted all highlights and points.
I mean, look, I agree with you, but I don't think that's going to happen for anything less than like a major character like they did with John's service last year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I wish it could happen because I think it just, I don't know, it just makes the storyline feel better. It makes things make sense. I don't know. It's just, that's it.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Choi should have been added when Mrs. Choi came on. It's just
okay,
like
yeah.
that.
Now that's a bigger sticking point for me because I feel like just dropping him in at the end of this feels like dead weight, because they're giving Amy Choi such emotional material, but she's had over a year to build up to this, and to just drop in Dad all of a sudden, like, oh, he exists. Like I would have rather not seen him. Like we haven't seen the little brothers, because if they're not going to make a huge impact on the storyline, then I'd rather just let's focus on Amy and her reaction,
or at least give us their contrast, because I think they've been sort of setting it up that she's more the outgoing one and he's more reserved and sort of calmer. So like they're showing us that dynamic with how they're reacting to the Sophia stuff, but like also give us more of that, or like give I want to see like his point of view a little bit more. Like maybe give him a scene with Jada by themselves, or like something like that to give us a little bit more into his psyche. Because it feels like you said, they just dropped him in. He's been missing for quote unquote missing for a year and a half now, and it's like, okay, well, yeah.
No. There was another point Aaron showing up at the memorial made sense.
It made sense.
And I also want to say this. A lot of people, I feel like some people were maybe confused or kind of being like, what? Sophia, the love of his life? I think we forget because we don't see him that often. He had a huge crush on Sophia.
Huge crush on Sophia.
And so, there's that teenage love where, you have a crush on someone and you can see yourself like marrying them, that's high school love, so it makes sense. But I'm also just like, where's he been? Where has he been? Why has he not? why has he not had why has he not been seen in Salem more often with Ari, with Tate, with Holly, you know, because he's a part of that teen scene.
Yep.
Or young adult scene, sorry. So I don't know. And yeah,
I think it makes a glaring omission. Like you said, people are forgetting that part of it, and that was a big part of how he's connected. And like we have to be reminded where they have to keep saying like he was the father of the baby, because I'm sure people forgot that part of it too. It's like,
yeah,
you know, you're dropping him in these little times to have these emotional impacts, and then you send him away. It's like, no, keep him. He's a character that we like write for him. And again, we know the legalities, so it's a bunch of issues and all that kind of stuff, but still, like, find a way to incorporate them more than just once every 5 or 6 months.
The one thing I did like the characters that were kind of dropping in that I didn't expect were like Amy's interactions with Philip and Belle this week. Because at first it could seem random, especially Philip's interaction with her, but then you go back in the history and you're incorporating characters or the history of characters that have had mental health crises themselves and have come back from it, to really hammer home the fact that, you know, Sophia was sick, that she didn't get the help that she needed in time before she made like really seriously bad errors in judgment. I mean, let's not forget Claire almost set her cousin on fire twice. So that's no small potatoes. So Belle completely understands what Amy's going through as a mother, having almost lost her own child. Philip completely understands from the perspective of all of the terrible things that he did when he was in crisis. So even though those were kind of random, those were the ones that I honed in on that I really liked the emotional impact of. And I hope that maybe Amy has more conversations with those people, and really kind of maybe more toward more Philip, because I think Philip in particular would be one to say, like, you can't blame other people for their reactions to something that someone has done in a mental health crisis, you know, like, because Philip has gone to the point where he has taken full responsibility for all of the things that he did. He makes no excuses for his behavior at this point, and that was the turning point. That was how he got Brady to forgive him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the conversation with Philip and Amy was really organic, like him introducing himself, him saying he was sorry, and then her saying like, oh, I recall your name from reading about what happened to you XYZ years ago. And so yeah, I thought unexpected, but I thought it was organic and it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got the sort of like shot of realism with the Belle conversation of like, you don't have a case, like this is not something that really makes much sense. And you're lashing out at grief here, but you really need to kind of get a little bit more perspective. So I'm glad that we don't know what's coming up, but I'm glad that it seemed like Belle put a stop to this, and that maybe Amy's focus will go someplace else now. Not that she's going to forgive Holly, but maybe it'll be redirected or channeled into something else.
Yeah, I was just like, the gag of it all was when Belle was like, well, you know, forensics did some digging and the original post started with Sophia. So it's kind of like you can't prosecute somebody over bullying when they were just replying to something that she posted. Like, you know, and trying to be someone else. So like, I feel like sadly, Amy Choi is probably trying to point fingers at everyone else rather than taking ownership and accountability for the majority of this.
Yeah.
Had she just kind of, and we said it in the beginning, if she had just kind of been there as a shoulder to lean on, as Sophia and Tate were making this decision and kind of giving input as far as like, you know, Mom, what do you think about this couple? Well, you know, are they a child of God? You know, rather than like, you have to find a family that is religious and this and that and da 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 da, and you're gonna. But no, ma'am, listen, your child, as any parent will put it, your child laid in that bed and spread her legs. If she's an adult enough to do that, then she's an adult enough to make these decisions. So, but the question is, how long are we going to go through this? I feel bad that like they've obviously called off the search for Sophia, which puts more pressure. You know, they found the gun. They don't know who it's registered to. It was also the same gun that was used to pistol whip Johnny. So there's a lot of things that are coming about, but it's just kind of like, where's the body? Do you think it's floating next to Jan's?
We saw Jan.
Did we?
We saw Jan leave town.
No, Jan got out. No. Well, we now know Jan did survive because she was in the custody battle with what's the name that Marlena helped with. Yeah, but the last scene was her and him going over the cliff, or not cliff, but over the
into the river, right?
Here, yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay, I knew I wasn't crazy.
Later, no, you're right. Yeah, no, you're on track. Yeah. Oh. We just later found out that they both survived later.
Or maybe Megan Hathaway.
In the submarine.
In her submarine.
She's in the submarine with Megan.
Just down there, just a floating, honey.
And this week was the first week that I wasn't pulling my hair out with Holly. And I tell you why, because the conversation that she had with Sarah, I think really honed in on like where the direction they're going, that now there might be something wrong with Holly, which we suspected because, you know, the effects of her, first of all, the effects of her being on antipsychotic meds when she was not supposed to be on antipsychotic meds, we don't know what effect that had on her, on her emotions. And then everything that she was describing, the anxiety, the emotions that kind of start trickling into physical symptoms, kind of a thing. That yes, you definitely need a real therapist and possibly a psychiatrist to try to figure all of that out. And the fear that was in her eyes of like, oh my God, am I going to have to go on medication like Sophia? That's real. Because then all those other fears start creeping in, like, oh my God, what if there's really something wrong with me? What if they can't help me? I don't know this person. I've already been on medicine that I wasn't supposed to be on. I don't trust this. It's scary. So it was the first time this week that I'm not upset with her.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time, but yeah, these residual effects are. I mean, we'll see. And then the other question is, do you think Tate's going to get it too? I mean, he had a small dosage, but
no, he was on it for a day.
But still,
no, he was on it for a day. She was taking multiple pills for weeks.
Oh, crazy! That's still crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the memorial. Rest in peace, Sophia Choi. Gone but not forgotten. And who knows? May not be gone.
Who knows?
Anywho, well, let's move on to our next top storyline tidbit, which is forgiveness. And before we get into this, Jennifer was on the on the train of forgiveness as she entered Salem. It's almost like she got out the car and was just like, let me go start my forgiveness tour. But we have someone that wants to sound off on this forgiveness tour. You guys check this out, and then we'll talk.
Hi guys, it's Megan from Massachusetts. I want to sound off this week about Jennifer coming back and confronting Kat and making amends with her. I thought that was awesome. Very big for Jennifer to do that, especially because she's been really incorrigible for a very long time. And I haven't really loved her behavior. So it was nice that she did that. But would it have been too much for her to end the conversation by giving Kat her blessing and maybe being able to date Chad, because that clause is still really stupid. Glad that she apologized, glad they have a truce, but I think it would have been nice if she had said, yeah, if you want to date Chad and you make him happy and then he's happy and you're happy and everybody's happy, that would have been really nice, I thought. So it's unfortunate that that wasn't part of the apology. Anyway, I'm glad she tried to be a little bit less of a bitch.
And again, if you guys want to ever send in your sound off, you can send it to fanmaildd@gmail.com. I agree with Megan because I was actually very happy that finally, after all this time, Jennifer finally came around and was more forgiving and understanding, which I feel like she should have been like this months ago, years ago.
Yeah.
But alas, sometimes some people take their time. And just when I thought, because I literally was going to give Jennifer my 3 Snaps award. I was like, yes, bitch, you came in and you were like, you know, I forgive you, I understand. And then she said, but I just can't live with you being with Chad in front of my grandchildren. And I was like, it is not your decision, ma'am.
No.
It is not your decision.
And that was where I landed too. I'm glad we all are in agreement on that. I also felt like she kind of said
not the
the
3
same
Blues
thing. Yeah, because she said I wanted more of that conversation with Chad too. I was like, if anything, I feel more upset on Chad's behalf because all Chad did was forgive someone who he thought deserved to be forgiven. He was never asking Jennifer to forgive Kat. And what he was asking was for her respect for his decision making as a parent. And she couldn't give that to him. And for the audacity for her to think that he would ever try to replace Abigail, or that he would just drop in some random person that he didn't trust with his children is just mind-blowing to me. And my fear is that down the road she'll continue this train of thought, maybe not with Cab, but with other decisions that he makes as a parent, and say, ooh, I wouldn't necessarily do that.
Right.
It's ironic because it's sort of what she should have done would have been the opposite. And that's what everyone would have expected her, like, would be for her to say, I'm not going to stand in the way of you two being together, but I'm going to hold on to my feelings for Kat. I feel like that's what she, that's what she's entitled to. Yes. It's funny how it's the opposite. She's saying, now I forgive Kat, but I'm also not letting this thing happen, which is really the prize. It's not, like I'm sure Kat appreciates that Jennifer forgives her, but that's not what they want. What they would really want is for you to lift this silly sanction and let them be together if they want to be together. Like, that's up to them. But yeah, the fact that it's sort of, I don't know, still I appreciate the forgiveness, but it's still very narcissistic, and the idea of like, I'm gonna give you this part of it, which is probably, what you probably really don't want, but I'm going to hold on to the part that really is sticking to you in a weird way.
And in respects to both Kat and Gwen and Jennifer's forgiveness or willingness to let go of her anger, as she puts it, I'll believe it when I see it. Great first steps. Great first step forgiving Kat. Great first step allowing Jack to have a relationship with his own daughter. But let's be clear, I'm going to believe it when I see it.
Yeah. It should have been, you know what, always forgiven. I understand. Do whatever you want to do with Chad.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, you mess with my grandbabies, and I swear all bets are off, bitch.
That's valid.
Mm-hmm.
Let grown folks.
I will say, I will say the one thing I will give her props on is that she did take responsibility for influencing Thomas. That's something she never copped to before, and kind of put it off on Kat and Chad and what they were doing. So I'm glad at least she admitted that she definitely influenced him and how he feels about her.
Mm-hmm.
Which ironically, she should have been sitting down talking to him about it and rectifying that and trying to fix that, other than saying, that
part.
You know, forget it. Never mind. I'll give her props when she does that, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Show me that you're letting go of your anger. Show me that you're going to stay out of Chad's way when it comes to the parenting decisions. Show me that you're going to be more mature than a 9-year-old, and then we'll talk.
Show me from Boston. There's that. All right. Well, I guess moving. Oh, yeah. And then Jack let Jennifer know about his conversation with Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no matter the way you shape it, like, again, no one is perfect in Salem, and everybody's done wrong. Someone in the chat was like, you know, like, basically it's hard for Jennifer to forgive Kat, but yet she remains with Jack, and we all know Jack's history. So we all know Jennifer's history. So it's just kind of like, it's like, y'all be mad at folks, but like at some point, clean slate.
Yeah.
Clean slate.
I feel like she was more supportive about the Gwen stuff, even though I think in her mind, she's sort of like, we'll see how Gwen acts, but she's at least seemed supportive of Jack wanting to have that relationship with her and not getting in the way of that, which I thought was good. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, maybe a step forward for Jennifer, and maybe a half a step forward for her.
Yeah.
Moving on down this line. Welcome back, JJ. Where have you been? But it's good to see that him and Sean are good after Sean's incident.
Yeah.
And this went the direction we thought it was going to go, with JJ rejoining to be a paramedic, which I always thought that was a better fit for him anyways.
Which is where he always should have stayed.
Yeah.
I don't know why they made him a cop to begin with, or why they remade him a cop when he came back. He should have always stayed a paramedic.
Probably because there was some storyline idea that wasn't fully thought out through, and then all of a sudden they're like, we in it. We are in it. All right. Can we move on to C? Gabby, Phillip, and Brady?
Yes.
And Theo?
I feel sorry for Theo in this situation.
Yeah, because Gabby just came up
I feel bad for Phillip too.
But it's more so, Theo ain't got nothing to do with it. She's all mad at him and was like, I know you the one that told. Theo's looking at her like, excuse me, ma'am. My mother, who has been dead You hear me? Dead. For 15 years has resurrected. Do you think I give a flake about you bugging that office and telling Philip, where in the scheme of things would I have time for that, ma'am?
I don't mind I don't mind her initially thinking that, considering the circumstance. But once your friend is standing in front of you, telling you and looking surprised, like that should have been the click. I thought that we were going to get a click to be like, okay, it wasn't you. Maybe an apology and like let's strategize to figure out who it was or something like that. But yeah, she seems to be holding tight that he's lying, which is odd because that's not, even after you revealed that you know he has feelings for you, why would he lie now?
Yeah.
And you could just confirm that with Philip too. So why, you know what I mean? Like there's no real reason for him to lie or that he would get away with a lie.
Well, also knowing Theo, he would like Theo's not like that. Theo wouldn't say something and then lie about it. He would probably be like, well, he asked. I told him.
He would have been
like
direct.
It's very clear cut with him.
You.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like, well, I mean, they made sure to be like any like hint notion that they might explore a Gabby Theo thing was just stabbed to death with that sentence of, I read your journal. I know you have feelings for me. And I wish Theo would have looked at her and said, well, that was then. Not no more. Rip.
Yeah. And so there was, this is going to go to a little bit kind of a running theme this week, but it started, I think, with Theo opening the door to Gabby. There were some very memorable entrances and exits this week. I don't know what was going on with this week's episodes, but if you watch it back and you look at people coming indoors and backing up, so like it started with Theo and Gabby, where she just like burst in and he's like, huh? So people that was the first entrance, and then there were a couple of others. EJ had a great one. Leo had two, and I'm like, was there like a theme this week where people said, "And here I am"?
I guess so.
It's just something I noticed.
Well, here they are.
Yeah, I did like the conversation with Brady and Philip. I thought that was good. It was good just to get him to reveal it to someone else, but also good that Brady seemed really supportive and they seemed like actual family at that point, which we haven't probably seen them act like that in a while.
Say that again. You went out for a second.
Oh, is it going out? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was saying it just seemed like they were acting like family again, and Brady was definitely being supportive of Philip, and we haven't probably had seen them like that in a while. Those two characters.
Yeah.
Nothing to bring the Kyriakis men together like a common enemy.
Right.
Now, if only the Dimeras could get on that same page.
Sorry, before we had moved on, I forgot that our lovely friends from Tacoma, Washington, had this to say about Philip. Check this out as they sound off.
I'm Myrtle Hope. I'm Patty, and we're from Tacoma, Washington. And this week our rant is about Philip. I feel like Philip's being like unnecessarily mean to Gabby. Like I get he's hurt with the whole lying and everything, but he's one to talk. Considering literally last year he was lying to Xander, now they're on good terms. Like you think he would be a little more forgiving given your own situation, but he's taking it like up a level, and it's just like a little much for me. It's like yes, you should be mad, but like it's a little ridiculous considering everything that Philip's done and then what he's done recently. It's not like he's changed. And it's not like Gabby's like the true love of his life. That's Belle. No, it's not. Thanks, guys.
I love how Myrtle Hope just slides that in. You know, his life isn't Gabby, it's Belle. Which I was kind of like,
Oh, we could have a debate on who the love Phillips life is for to the countdown.
Yeah.
That's another day. In regards to Philip's forgiveness of Gabby, or maybe coming down a little hard on her, I think that both Philip and Xander are actually going quite easy on her. I think she's getting off pretty easy because considering both of their histories, considering their tempers, they haven't quite gone off the deep end as both of them are prone to do. So I think she's getting off kind of easy.
I mean, I feel like because of the work that they have been doing to better themselves, and because they've been in just very bad situations that they have gotten themselves out of, I think this is one of those times where you're being tested. And so, lucky for her, they have done some work, and she's, actually, I probably would have looked at her and said, "Oh, is that what you did? You owe us $2,485,926.42 to get out of this mess, Miss Ma'am, Miss Bug Planter, and I want my money now." I guess that inheritance from the Dimera is going to go straight to Titan.
Oh yeah, if they take I was maybe that like going to be her pittance for some sort of forgiveness.
She thought she thought her pittance was by utilizing something else. She said, "You gonna you're gonna forgive me."
Gabby.
Anywho, Gabby. All right, let's move on to our last top storyline tidbit, and that is the Lexie Dimera. As we get into this, I want to preface this conversation with this. As you all know or don't know, we had a lovely conversation with Nikki Crawford, who's currently playing Lexie Carver. I suggest that you guys go back and watch that. I want to open this up for discussion first before we get into the storyline. Well, we were talking with Nikki. We know that she's obviously done research and everything like that. This is Lexie Carver 15 years later, post, possibly dying, right? Do you think there should be an expectation of how Lexie should be reacting to life in the present? Because a lot of people are saying that she's rude, she's mean. And I'm just like, I don't think it's that. I think it's jarring and waking up and realizing that 15 years of your life has gone. It's gone. And this is 15 years later. This isn't yesterday. You didn't die in that park yesterday and wake up and suddenly, all these things have happened. It's 15 years later. So I feel like I feel like the way that Nikki is playing Lexie feels correct, because it's like someone waking up and being like, I'm so, not even apologizing, but being like, "Ma'am, you're in my territory. I need you to," like, she's not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, you married to Abe now? Okay." And also, she's not Renee Jones. So everyone's all like, "Oh, Renee wouldn't have played her like that." You don't know. You don't know if Renee came back, if she would have, like, what she would have done. We don't know. All we can do is just accept. I mean, you don't have to accept, but be open-minded to the choice that was made to portray Lexie in this way.
Yeah, I like the portrayal. Actually, I'm getting more into it, and I think our conversation with Nikki shed some light on it when she was saying, like, for her, she just woke up and for her, no time has passed. So that's a different than we've seen sort of this storyline kind of in the past days have done it. We've seen it with like when Hope came back, the difference is Hope had a memory loss and she was a different person back then. Lexie is waking up after 15 years and not knowing she's been gone. It's not like she left somewhere and disappeared, or she's waking up thinking it's 2012 or 14 or whatever, and like, you know, my husband is married to another woman. Who the hell is she? My son is grown up and I've missed his part of his childhood. Like, I think it's a defense mechanism, of course. And I think people are taking that as her being like rude and crazy, but I think it's just her sort of waking up and being like, what the hell is going on? And she's trying to make sense of it. I think how she moves forward, I think, will be a better tell of like who she is and what her personality is. And also, like we've been saying this isn't Lexie from 2012. Like, people change. She's can be a different person now. We don't know what the effects of the drug are going to have on her. Like, I don't know, to think she's going to wake up and be the same Lexie she was 15 years ago. I think it's a little bit unrealistic. And get over it. Renee Jones isn't coming back. She's retired. And
get off that train.
They get more than 5 people in a scene. They're not backing up a Brinks truck to lure Renee Jones out of retirement. Not that she needs it anyway, but anyway, it's not happening. So I think take that expectation off the table and just enjoy what they're doing, or not enjoy it, but don't use Renee as an excuse not to enjoy it.
Yeah. Let that lady portray Lexie, please.
Yes.
But I do agree with everyone else being like, where's Celeste? I know.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we should get, like we always talk about, especially you, Tony, we should get the phone call. We should get her hanging up the phone. I just talked to my mom. She's feeling sick. She can't make the trip over yet, but I'm going to see her soon. Like, it's two lines of dialogue to answer the question and to put it at rest, but it's blaring that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Days, if I know y'all are far ahead, but if y'all needed someone to play Celeste over the phone, I could have done it.
I was waiting for that.
Alexandra, darling. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that you are back among the living. But I'm getting a premonition. Darling, you're in great danger. You must leave immediately.
Lexie's a Dimera. When is she not in great danger?
I mean, anyone who steps foot into the Dimera mansion, it might as well be an alarm that goes off. I'm just saying, I feel like, you know what, as a matter of fact, somebody cut that so I can post it on Dishin Days, so I can let them know my audition to play Celeste's voiceover. Yeah, sounded just like her. Yes, you just have to put the Alexandra, darling. Yeah, it runs all together. Like, it's not Alexandra, darling. It's Alexandra, darling. You know, it all runs together. You know.
Yes, I'll say he was having the most fun this week. Back with his big sister, EJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got such a kick out of those scenes with EJ and Lexie, because that's just, even it's two different people. These are both recasts.
Exactly.
So they don't have that previous bond. But they fell right into it, and it was having so much fun. And her looking at him like, "Are you nuts?"
And the funny thing is, like, she also did it, like, when he asked about the blood, and she was like, okay, what's going on here? And he's giving her the explanation, and then it comes back and she did it. Yeah. Because it's EJ and he's asking, and he's her brother, and you know what I mean? Like, they got that done so well. And again, maybe people have issues with the other stuff, the Paulina stuff, but I feel like, did anyone really have an issue with those scenes? That was classic EJ and Lexie right there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then with the Dan twist of,
oh yes.
He was all Dan, you were this close to being this week's gift. This close.
Yeah.
That is something that but cut to from the hospital to Paulina and Abe's. I feel like, y'all, she just woke up. Did we
I
need to
know.
put?
It's
Did we
running
need to
so
put her
fast.
photo on the mantle
Mm,
if it wasn't there already?
mm.
Paulina, did you need to move out? I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot, and I feel like people are moving too fast.
Yeah.
They moving too fast.
They can
Y'all are
actually
moving too fast.
do to slow this this storyline down particularly. I feel like they're they're emphasizing the struggles, but we're not like hitting the beats, I feel like yet. You know what I mean? Like they're rushing through. Like
Yeah.
and maybe it's Abe who's feeling guilty or, feeling guilty for moving on with Paulina, where he's just going through the motions. But like Lexie should be going to the Dimera house first, and then like her and Abe and Paulina need to like sort all this stuff out. Like the fact that they were like, oh, she's coming back home, it's just seemed like a foregone conclusion. First of all, that's actually not their house. Like that's Paulina's house. So like this idea that like that was their family home or something. No, they just moved into that place like a year ago. So it's not even their old house or anything that you would feel like she has some ownership of or like she should be returning to her home.
Yeah.
It's not her home really. So I don't know. They're like fast tracking that and it doesn't really make much sense. Like she should honestly be going back to the Dimera house. That is technically her home, really. Because we don't know if they haven't explicitly said, we don't know if she is actually still married to Abe. We don't know if the marriage to Paulina is invalid. We haven't really fully addressed that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
no one knows.
They can slow this one down a little bit, I think.
Just a little bit. Give us a chance to breathe.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Ironically, the only person in this scenario who I'm actually annoyed with is Abe, because him thinking that he can continue to kick this can down the road indefinitely is ridiculous. I'm not saying that there needs to be a solution, because I don't know what solution we would possibly come to at a certain point and at what point we would, but don't be afraid to have the conversation. Right now, he's not even having the conversation. He's just letting the women in his life make the decisions for him.
Yep. It's like Paulina's going, so he's like, oh, well, there goes that, I guess.
No, you cannot be afraid to have the tough conversation.
About things or be the bad guy. Yeah.
And now here's the photo on the mantle. Well,
so it's just up there with Paulina's. Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's so odd.
Yeah. Wouldn't it? I don't know if this.
What?
I had a thought of like, and it was that moment. Remember when Marcy was playing Abigail, but they cut to a picture of Kate Mansi?
Mm-hmm,
oh yeah.
mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh no! Don't get the fans wrong.
Oh no, gosh! Like if they didn't do it, let's not even bring it up.
Oh god!
Because he was like, "Oh, this photo is from like it's like a doctor photo on Nursing Days or something." And I thought, can you imagine if they had put up a photo of like Renee Jones as if like that was her like in her younger days?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't know. I part of me feels like they should just do that. Like you're already suspending disbelief. Like especially when they do flashbacks and it's a different person. I'm just like, just go with it. Like we get it. And if anything, we'll get a chuckle out of it that it's obviously a different person, but go with it.
Yeah. And then someone else mentioned this too, because everyone's always like, Lexie was always so nice. I'm like, she had her moments, y'all. We forget that she had her moments. Hello, she wouldn't give Zach back.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, she was a Dimera. Put on your red dress, and that's what she did. So there were moments where she wasn't so nice. So
yeah, and also Abe, like Generally, yes, a nice person, but also Abe and Lexie had their own fair share of marriage troubles in affairs, almost affairs. Like they've weathered a lot in their 30 something year history. So I don't know. Lexie was no pushover, but yeah, she generally was a nice person, but I don't know. I don't think she's being evil or mean particularly now. I think she's trying to adjust to waking up and figuring out what her life is now.
Mm-hmm. Let her live, honey. Let her live. All right. Well, y'all, those were our top storyline tidbits. And before we move on to our actual tidbits, we just want to remind you guys, make sure you find us on social media. Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you want to be a part of our exclusive members only page, make sure you join that. That button is found on our YouTube channel. Also, you can find us on your favorite podcast station. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Find us on by searching Dishin Days. And also, please make sure you go some love to my chocolate twin and our former co-host, Mr. James Lott Jr., over at JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. And please continue to let us know your thoughts. Make sure you comment below, comment in the chat, and let us know the tea. Let us know the tea. Please. The tea. So speaking of the tea, let's go quickly into our tidbits that feels like the whole show, but we got some more they call tidbits. Daddy Daycare. We've got Alex, Joy, and little baby Kelsey. Again, this was one of those moments where I was just like, I wish Jeremy Horton was still in town, because this is just the perfect scenario again to have Joy and Alex, figuring out parenthood together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Stephanie and Jeremy who are bonding over their situation. So you have two couples bonding over situations that are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been very interesting. How did we miss that?
I know.
How did we miss that?
It was like right there too.
I know. Unfortunately, this is where we are. I do like. I think fatherhood looks good on Alex.
I mean, anything looks good or off on Alex.
Yeah, but I did like those bonding scenes. It is important. I think it is important for them to bond as parents, because they're the only two people in the world who are going to know what the other is going through from this point forward. So it's important for them to build that bond and build that trust, and to know that they can rely on each other as parents.
Yeah, it was cute. And also, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Also, sort of like reignited the sort of chemistry that they had, because I think early on we were sort of like, what are these two doing when they had their first go round? It seemed just more of like a distraction to like the other people they were either with or interested in. But this time it seems like they're both in different places. I think Joy's matured a bit. We see Alex sort of wanting this sort of ready-made family that sort of dropped in his lap. And you're watching those two thinking, oh God, Stephanie, the writing's on the wall here, girl. Like either you get with the program or your life is about to change drastically after watching those scenes with those two.
I mean, I don't even need that. Yes, they have good chemistry, but even if the chemistry just stays as we're really good friends who are co-parents, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I mean, I it would have been nice for them to play with us a little bit and like kind of make it seem like, oh, they're bonding over Kelsey. Oh, look at this, how cute. Oh my God, they would make such a cute family. And then both of them being insecure. because one sees the other and is like, oh, that's what he wants. And then the other sees it, oh, that's what she wants. How did we miss this? I don't get it.
Alex was very, very interested in having Joy stay, where I was like, oh, girl, you can handle the baby, but whatever. And then she was very she very much obliged to stay very quickly. So I was like, I feel like there's sparks there, even if it sparks a bonding over the baby, which can bring people together, like you're taking care of a person that you two created that is sitting in front of you, and a reminder of whatever you two had, even if it was brief back then.
Yeah. That's that mixed opportunity. Exactly. Tony, why are you not writing for days? I don't know. I still like Alex and Salone. I mean,
they were good.
Wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I did think I had this funny thought though when Kelsey started crying and spitting up. I had that moment of Kelsey being like, "My daddy is fine, but where's my mama? Don't you leave me with this man. I don't know this man."
It's all learning curve.
It is. All right, let's move on to our next tidbit, which is Gustavo. Ooh, we love a Gustavo. Okay, before we get into this, I actually wanted to say this to Araceli. Because you always tell me, Tony, get over it when they announce someone super early.
Okay.
And I want to further point out this. This is what I knew I was going to have a problem with. Them announcing Jacob coming on as the recast of Javi before it happens, with Al still airing. And it's like, I further am still enjoying Al on the show. And then on top of that, y'all introduce the boyfriend while Al is still there. And we still have a whole month before we see the new Javi. And I like the way they announced him. They were like, coming up this week, Javi's boyfriend. It's like, great. But I kind of wish they would have let Al run his course and then said, new Javi is coming up. That's all.
I don't know. I have no skin in that game. I didn't think it was too soon or too whatever. I'm just enjoying what's in front of me.
Me too. But I'm also go ahead.
I wouldn't have been mad at that. I see, Al's, we're going to be saying goodbye to him somewhat soon. Unless there's some big storyline that involves Gus, then you could have waited. Yeah, you could have kept him for the next month.
Just could have waited
3 or 4 weeks or whatever.
But I will say this. I'm sorry to say this, and I used to be very team Javi and Leo. But Javi and Gus seem very right for each other.
Oh no! He checks all the boxes, most definitely. However,
there's a however.
There's a however.
There is a however. Did you forget the comma?
However, making the snap decision to relocate an entire time zone away to be with the boyfriend you've only been with a short time, when his ex is still circling. I don't care how many times Javi says he's over Leo. If the ex is still circling, no. You do not uproot your whole life until that situation is deader than dead.
Listen, when Javi packed up his little raggedy duffel bag and left, I feel like he considered that over.
Okay, same time zone in that, but still, moving multiple states away, uprooting your whole life, your career to a whole new department.
But remember,
new people,
remember he moved to take care of his.
I'm talking
father?
about Gus.
Oh, Gus.
I'm talking about Gus. No. Javi's home is now Salem. He initially came to be with family. That was completely different.
Yes.
You know, we don't know Gus. If for all we know, he's moving. The impression that we're getting, like, he has no support system here. He has no friends. He's just moving there to be with Javi. Great. If you had been, if A, you were together longer, and B, he wasn't about to be married less than 6 months ago. Way too fast.
Listen,
if the ex is still in the picture, no.
Araceli, let them be lesbians.
Or maybe this is a clue to who Gus is, and we're gonna find that out. Maybe maybe he's got his own issues that are gonna come up.
Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, but it also doesn't sound like Javi was going to leave Salem.
No. So,
if you want, listen, they're young. It's one of those things where it's like, listen, I'm in love with you. I am in love with you. So he went. I would too. Do you know how y'all have to understand? Do you know how hard it is out here when it comes to dating? Do you know how hard? Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how many apps there are out there with the same people, with the same pictures and the same profiles? You know how hard it is? If I met someone and it's a great relationship and we both didn't live in LA, there would be a discussion. And depending on where he lived, I might move.
And that's totally valid, Tony. And I don't disagree. There are a lot of people who do
Justin,
that.
Your face is like, you would?
No, well, I mean, I would believe it when I saw it.
Good luck, girl.
I believe when I saw it. But no, but there are people who do that. And I you know, power to them. If you are that in love and you found something that special and you really feel like you want to give it a shot, great. Not while the ex is still around.
Leo ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but like it's just so unsettled. Like, I get it if you meet this person. Yeah, I get it if you meet this person and you have this great relationship, this, you know, this cosmic connection, whatever you want it. But not when you were the other person was about to be married less than 6 months ago. No.
I think this. I feel like was the situation mishandled with Leo and Javi? Yes. Because one, it never made sense that he left to allow him to figure out Dimitri. Two, it made no sense that when he left, he kind of like continued on with life and then was like, "Ooh, I stumbled upon someone else and now I'm in love with them." But did you figure out your feelings for Leo? Because now it seems like while in the midst of you allowing Leo to figure out his feelings, you either gave up and decided, well, he's going to go with Dimitri. Now I've met Gus. Maybe it didn't start off in like a relationship right off the bat, but now I've met this man. Mm-hmm. And so now it's just like, he's going to go with Dimitri. I'm just going to go with Gus. I'm going to beat him to the punch. Whereas Leo was like, you know what? I sorted through and I thought about it and it's you. And he's like, sorry, I done moved on. Oh. Mm-hmm. So we were both settling. Oh, okay. I think if it was written differently, I think we would have different feelings about it. Maybe that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. And also, Tony, Mama Moore does not believe you.
What? That I would move?
Mm.
She's partly right. There would be more of a discussion of would you come here? Mm-hmm. But then depending on where they lived, I might be like, you know what? Something's got to work out. Not to spill my own tea, but listen, it's like career is hard, love is hard. If something's gonna work out, then that's where I'm going. that's where we're at now. Y'all don't understand. It is hard out here for a pimp. We are out here doing all kinds of stuff, honey. We out here trying to make dreams come true. We are hustling, grinding, and all this kind of stuff. Child, if one or the other works out, we gonna go with one or the other.
Fair.
Just saying. I can act in my local community play of Urinetown. Why not? You know, I can do local commercials, you know. I can send self-tapes and then fly in. I mean, you know, it's quality of life. I just choose to stick in LA because nothing else has prompted a move. My mom said the only move you will make is getting closer to your mom. I mean,
see, that I believe. See, I believe her.
Well, any place is closer than California.
Gosh, right? Anywho, now that I've spilled all my tea, let's move on to the next thing, shall we? Welcome to I believe his name is Michael Ocampo. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Welcome. You are a wonderful addition. And if someone ends up talking to him, let them know. You know, let us tag you. Yeah. I tried to tag him in something, and we couldn't tag him. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Cancer again. They just won't let Chanel rest. Let me tell you something. I was tired for Chanel.
I know.
When they said, "Oh baby, yes, it's cancer." I'm like, so y'all mean to tell me y'all gave her an adoptive baby, got her pregnant after having complications with the pregnancy. On top of that, y'all gonna get this lady cancer?
Again.
When I tell you, I want a scene where she just goes, "It's too much. It's too much." Like I just want Chanel to say that because it is too much. Y'all have battled the devil. Y'all have battled other people, Allie. Y'all have battled the daddy, EJ. Y'all have battled the court system when he was accused of shooting EJ. Y'all have been through possible infidelity, the Blue Bunny incident. Y'all have gone through miscarriages. Y'all have in the words of Michael Jackson, leave me alone. Jeez. But kudos to them because they're getting some great stuff to show off their acting.
Yeah.
Somebody cut this clip too so we can post this.
Not you screaming, leave it alone.
Leave her alone. But yeah. But here we are. This is where we are.
Again. I need something. I need something different. I need a miracle to happen. I need something interesting to come out of this. If we're gonna if we're recycling plot lines for a particular character so close together, I need something really interesting to pop off from this.
Where's EJ and Dr. Ralph? Y'all bringing people back from the dead. Surely you can get rid of a cancer.
Oh gosh, that's
maybe that's the perpetual in for maybe EJ to come to the rescue.
Then maybe she'll like you.
I know, right? She'll imagine she still hates him after that.
right.
He still has an attitude.
right before she gets the antidote, she looks up at him and goes, "And don't think I'm gonna start liking you now either." And in the very Chanel way.
Oh God.
Or just look at it. I still don't like you. No. It's a lot. It's a lot for these characters, and again, it's us guessing how things are going to end because we know that they're coming to an end, or you know what, they still got some time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For a lot of these stories, for this one I think in particular, I'm not guessing how it's going to end because I'm not in a hurry for it to end. I'm on this ride. I'm on this journey with Chanel and Johnny, and how they choose to move forward, how they lean on their family. Perfect timing. Eli and Lonnie coming back to town, so I like the idea of them being front and center and really supporting each other through this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we get a lot of family stuff from this, I think it'll be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, Eli and Lonnie are coming back. There's this weird, Paulina is going to need something to do, for lack of a better term, for this stuff with Abe gets sorted out. Then the Theo stuff, they're close. Like, is Abe going to feel guilty because Paulina is going through this now when they're not together anymore, or I don't know. Yeah. Or, well, I just thought, so you're saying, EJ, what if, Lexie is a doctor. Does she intervene here? And you got this weird dynamic where Lexie comes to the rescue here?
Yeah, I mean, this whole storyline is built in with a bunch of family dynamics between the Carvers and the Prices and the Dimeras. It's an all hands on deck situation.
All hands on deck. Sorry, I'm always singing. It's a problem. All right, that's it, right?
Yes.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year since we lost Jean Black Robichaux.
I know what I was going to say.
I'm sorry. I am very curious about this chess thing, this chess set.
The chess set, yeah.
There's something about this chess set that feels very intriguing. I'm glad that Shady EJ, but I'm glad that he brought it to Marlena to kind of be like, he gave it to you. And then her kind of being like, well, I don't want this.
I swear.
But also it felt very like, I'm sorry, EJ, who packed that up for you? Because that also seemed like something that like one of us would do is like, oh, the chess set is here. Oh, let me, you know what? It feels like Araceli. Araceli would have that bag and would be like, oh, Tony, you forgot your chess set. I just need the bag back, but I put it in a bag. So here's your chess set.
Like the way he held it out over her desk.
Yeah.
Like now I'm waving it in front of your face. You can't, no take backs.
It's almost like, you know how you hand somebody something with like one finger and it's just dangling there. Like, are you gonna take this or not?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I just
and then
hope
she had the nerve to pawn it off too. Like
she said, baby, I don't want this. And it was technically given to John. John's not here. So
to the next of kin it goes.
Yeah.
You know, drop that chess set in the trash. Like, I'd be so terrified it was a bomb. I'd be terrified someone's listening in on me or watching me, or
I mean, at the very
the thing is
Juju.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, I don't want anything from Stefano in my house. Yeah.
Keep the creepy things over at the creepy manor.
Yes. I am happy though that, you know, to commemorate the 1 year that they did have a moment with Marlena and at John's gravesite. And of course, you know, it's also bigger because, you know, yes, we mourn John, but we continue to mourn Drake Holgeston. And, you know, again, like I looked at Deidre in that moment, and sometimes you go, are those tears as Marlena or as Deidre? Mm-hmm. You know, because it's like, you know, I think about that with Suzanne too, like when she speaks about, as Julie, when she speaks about Doug, how much of it is still crossed over, you know? Speaking of Susan and Julie, I'm not mad at the Foster thing.
But
Mhm.
let's be. I feel like people might have like opinions on this, and like, oh my god, we're gonna be, oh, is she moving on? Blah blah blah. Like, let's be clear. It's just dinner.
But I think I also just like the fact that there's someone new outside of the norm that she can bond with over the same kind of thing. Because yes, there's Maggie.
Yeah.
Yes, there's Marlena. But now you have this kind of quirky little nice gentleman who I think she can, get along with as well. But I think it's that moment where, yes, it's like, how do we handle this? Because that's such a super couple. Doug and Julie are such a super couple. That is it respectful to have Julie move on? I mean, we kind of saw Maggie move on with Constantine.
Yes.
But there was a try.
That was completely separate situation. This is just a nice man asking a nice lady out for
dinner.
A nice dinner.
It
doesn't have to be anything more than that. If they choose to go that direction, completely up to them. We're not gonna hate it. We're not gonna rail at it. But it could also just be a nice man asking a nice lady to a nice dinner.
Well, just so you know, if I worked at the bookstore and I overheard that, I'd be like,
"Ooh, right, exactly."
Oh, like that would be me.
Yeah.
Yes, but you nosy.
You're right.
You nosy as hell.
Will never deny that. I am very nosy. Yep. I'm Southern. What do you expect? All right, well, let's move on to the last tidbit. Recovered memories.
This is much the same and nothing. We're where we were last week. EJ remembers nothing. Kat is nervous about what we don't know. We said all this last week.
I feel like it's tied to her being a part of the ISA, and that's why she was there. Because for her to be like nervous about him remember, but it's also like, sis, you don't remember, do you? Because you haven't alluded to the fact that you remember. You're getting flashbacks too. So why would you even be nervous unless you really know and you're trying to cover up something? And also, this should have happened a long time ago when she saw the picture of Sammy and was like, I know her. Like, that was 2 years ago. At this point,
exactly a year ago. Yeah.
At this point, I just want to know. I just want to know the connection. Also, I need to. Side note: I need to next time fully believe that EJ is hypnotized because I did not.
I know.
I was like, child, you sitting there with your eyes closed, struggling for the memory.
This also, it seems like it's so unnecessary. Like the actors have chemistry. The characters seem to like each other, even though Kat is a bit protesting it. I think she is sort of falling for EJ and it's scaring her and worrying her. I feel like this, I think it's enough just to have them have a random connection of them being in the same place together one time. I don't need this, like, I still don't know what they're building up to. He was in a coma. Like, what are they trying to say? Like, did he come out of a coma for a night or two and date her? Like, what are they trying to do? He was comatose. They're trying to like get to here. It seems unneeded. Like, they like each other. They have good chemistry. You can go forward with that. You don't need to have a previous connection to solidify them.
Well, also, here's the other thing too. Like, make it. I would have liked this. I would have, again, me writing. Instead of them trying to remember, I wish it was a thing where, like, when they're around each other, things happen, and it's making memories come up. Like I liked when he was reading Wuthering Heights, and it was a flashback back to that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I wish she would do something, and it's like and then when they get together, something happens, and it's so that they're both having flashes. Maybe they're both not saying anything and they're trying to remember like what this connection was because it seems very familiar, and they discover whatever it is that way. This whole like let's go get hypnotized by Marlena, that's always played out because when people can't remember stuff, they go to Marlena. Them questioning it, like it's like I wish it was a mystery that we could just follow and not have to always be like, well, I can't remember. I'm going to schedule an appointment with Dr. Marlena Evans.
Yeah.
I hear voices. Like, no, I just want you to like hear the voices when you're around Kat.
Yeah.
And also at this point, going back to Kat and Chad, you know what? Let it go. The clause is in there. Y'all ain't gonna ever be together. I don't want to see no struggle. I don't want to see y'all looking at each other from across the way. I don't want feelings to get like I'm over it. I'm over it. OVERIT. Over it. Hurry up and tell us what happened over in Italy.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyone else have anything else to say about that?
No, somebody mentioned that we skipped right over Xander and Sarah at the beginning of the week. And
who was it, Brianna? Did Brianna remind us?
I don't know. But yeah, we skipped them. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, did anything happen? I'm trying to think if anything
we moved
happened.
It was annoying and rude. She was annoying and rude.
Yeah, I feel like
that
it
was
was
the
just
guy
like
she has no chemistry with. This is the same tune we've been singing for the last month. So yes, that was it.
And also his attitude got him in trouble at the hospital because Marlena said, "You in my office now." Yeah. I said, "Oh, your mouth got you in trouble." Marlena said, baby, I didn't teach you that in our lessons. You better get your ass in here.
Oh, I do want to say one thing that I just remembered from the earlier storyline. I did like the Julie Holly stuff. I thought was really great, bringing up Julie's history with Susan, and
that's a callback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
And if you guys don't, if you don't know the history, you can go to one of my former "Those Were the Days" extendeds, and
not the former,
and hear me, and hear me go into great detail the Julie and Susan relationship and everything that happened back then.
Yeah,
but yeah, good use of history there.
Also, just really quickly, speaking of Julie, being questioned about Liam and where he is.
Oh yeah, we also forgot about that.
Ari going through and being like, why isn't he responding? And I'm just, again, it's also one of those moments where it's like, it was so much hype about Hank Northrop coming in.
I know.
And this is what y'all are doing.
I know.
Y'all made him go to Costco and get snacks and refill them and got in trouble for it. And then now you have him falling for Ari. And then now he's gone because Gabby didn't want him to be. It's like.
And there's two sides of this conversation with Ariana. The first is her valid kind of feeling of a teenager seeing all her friends paired off and wondering, where's my man? But also there's a thing of, girl, talk to me if this is the same situation 20 years down the road and you're still frustrated. Then you can come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're 19 and there's no need to, you and your pretty little young face, can go sit in a corner and somebody will pick you up. I promise you.
Just made her sound like a whore. You go sit your pretty little self on that corner, and somebody's gonna pick you up.
I'm just saying, for the people in the room who have 15, 20 years on you and are still dealing with this feeling, we have very little patience. And then the second part of this is the point that Gabby was trying to hone in on, although I think I would have been a little meaner about it in saying, you fell for this guy. You didn't know his last name. You didn't know he had a kid. He never talked to you about his education, his childhood, his parents, if he had a job, how old he was.
But he's fine. He does a lot of nice things for her. I know he used to do nice things for you, but what has he done for you lately?
Oh yeah, he let you take care of him when he was shot. Didn't tell you how that happened. Just said, okay, I guess I'll stay here. Oh, God. Yeah, see, I would have been much meaner about that.
All right. Well, that was Days. And before we get into our segment, y'all know we got to get into everybody else's. So first up, we have Jen with her highlights of the week.
Jen Fiergo fan from Nashville with my weekly highlights. We started off with the scene with Gabby and EJ. It was just a short scene, but it's so funny, especially when she called him Big Oaf. I've got my Team EJabby shirt on because that was my favorite scene. EJ also had good scenes with Marlena hypnotizing him to figure out what's going on with his past with Kat. Still don't know what that's all about, but I guess we'll figure that out. And then the scenes with Lexie. I love them. They were so cute and funny, especially when he said he needed her blood. And she said, I didn't know you became a phlebotomist while I was 6 feet under, which she wasn't 6 feet under, so that was interesting. But really cute and funny scenes. The sad part was that Liam's left town. I hope that's not for good. I really love Hank, and I love Ari and Liam together, but this is going to come back and bite Gabby in the butt, just like the Philip thing. She's just her own worst enemy. And I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Jen, for your highlights of the week. And now it is time for Debbie's thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's take a look at the good and the bad from this week's episodes of Days from Debbie.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, Franklin, Tennessee. Thumbs up to Tate. I'm liking you, buddy. You've been mature, empathetic to the choice, and supporting your dad, helping him. Keep it up. I'm liking you. Thumbs down to Gabby. Fresh off of breaking the man you love's heart by lying to him and betraying his trust, you head on over to your daughter and do the same thing about Liam. And when she finds out, you're going to hurt her a lot more than Liam ever could.
All right, Debbie. That was Debbie's thumbs up, thumbs down. And now let's cue the scorecard with Christian Meanworld's Days scorecard. Let's see how our favorites from Days tally up this week. Shall we?
Honorable mentions. Julie gets a D for being too dumb to see Foster is hitting on her, and so he actually asked her out. Foster gets an S because he was so smooth about it. Brady gets a B because he will never be John Black. Xander gets...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bro needs to forget Sarah. Sweet Sarah gets a B for being a bitch. How the hell does she have a medical license is beyond me. Every time she talks to Xander, she has to get an attitude. And he's the one with the anger issues. She refuses to acknowledge the fact that he's taking care of his mental health with his exercises and everything, while she flat out quit on trying to work on herself when things got out. Remember when she wanted to start therapy and as soon as she heard what Xander did, she quit like a quitter? Anyway, her dumb-ass cashew-sized brain of hers cannot process a world where someone with anger issues like Xander can actually work on themselves, so they want to validate their holier-than-thou perception of that reality they favor by trying to antagonize
2 hours later.
Okay, I'm done ranting about Sarah. Let's move on. Last week, Jennifer got a bad score and she wasn't even playing in the scorecard. This week, she pleasantly surprised me. She spoke to Kat, poured out her reason why she was so angry, asked for a truce, accepted Jack to bring in Gwen. She was so forgiving, I gave her a solid F. I'm joking, but F is for forgiving. But the real score is an A, for the absolute forgiveness she managed to express.
Give her a B.
Oh, is that B?
That's B.
Well, it's that one part. Not it was an accident. He said Christian might give Tony a D for dumping Christian's segment. It was a finger slip. I'm sorry.
It was a pause for dramatic effect.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, Jen and Debbie and Christian Me World for your segments. And now let's officially get into ours. We are going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! Oh, snap! All right. Now listen. Let me tell you. I love when someone says they ain't got time for something. And when Theo looked at Gabby and said, my mama just came back from the dead. Ain't nobody got time to tell Philip that you bugged their office. Get off my doorstep with your foolishness. He didn't say that, but I feel like that's what he said. So, Tyler Joseph Andrews, Theo Carver, for letting Gabby know, ain't nobody got time to be spilling your tea. I'm dealing with tea of my own. You get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right. That's actually a real good picture. I did a good job. Yeah. All right. We do not have captioned that because Michael Mattis isn't here. He hasn't been here the whole show because he's off capturing some event. But what we do have is a moment to travel back in time to those were the days.
All right, everyone, taking you back to May 25th, 2004, when we got one of the biggest surprises and shocks in Days history when Marlena was revealed to be the Salem stalker. I remember watching this live at the time. This is the beginning of the Mela Swan storyline, which went from Salem Stalker into Mela Swan, and this is Tony, of course, with the big reveal. He had just at this point been mauled by a tiger, and is holding on for dear life. And then they did that pan up, and it was the suspense of like, oh God, who has been killing all of these residents at this point? Mostly all of the residents who were killed are dead at this point. So yeah, that slow fade up to the reveal that it was Deidre Hall's Marlena as the killer just will go down in history as one of Days' biggest surprises. So May 25th, 2004, when Marlena was revealed to be the Salem stalker.
So good. I'll never forget. Internet was just kind of popping, and I went on the internet to find out what was going on with everybody. If anyone has that clip, please feel free to tag us because I'm sure somebody can find it. All right, let's come back to the present because those were the days. And now it's time for It's a Gift.
And this week's It's a Gift. It was so close to going to Dan Fiergo, but ultimately I thought that this person also had some really great entrances and exits, or shall I say, it's not exactly an exit, but a backup. This is Mr. Leo Stark. When you see something you know you're not supposed to be seeing, back it up, back it up.
You got it. You got it. Just going about my. Oh. What is that?
Yep. He also had a great moment.
When you're minding your business, you've stumbled upon some tea.
Yep. Back it up. And he also had a great moment barging into Marlena's office earlier in the week, but I chose this moment. So yes, some very great entrances and exit this week. Ultimately, Leo Stark gets that moment this week.
Because that was It's a Gift. And now it's time for News and Gossip.
All right, we are starting off with some casting / new project news. Friend to the show, Lucas Adams, has been cast in a short film called The Hidden, which is a supernatural short film that centers on a home invasion. Fundraising campaign has been set up to help finance and distribute the short. If interested in contributing, you can go to Instagram at the Lucas Adams. So yeah, just big congrats on that. Always good to see Lucas working. And then friend to the show, Carson Boatman just dropped a new single called Over You. It's available on all streaming platforms, so go check it out. It's actually really good song. And it seems like it's having a lot of fun with it, so go check it out. Over You by Carson Boatman.
Yes. Next up, friend to the show and multiple Dishin Days award winner, Emily O'Brien, celebrated her birthday this past week. Happy birthday, Emily. Here's to many more years around the sun. And shout out to another friend of the show, Days casting director, Marnie Saida, who was selected to participate in the daytime casting panel for the Screen Actors Guild Foundation. Seriously, the woman has great taste, so she's the perfect person to ask questions about any and everything. All right, next up, our day stars were asked which of their co-stars would they pick as their emergency contacts and why. Check out the video to see who they consider the most reliable person to help them with a recipe, a kidnapping, or maybe just posting their bail. So that video is now available at today's Peacock. And fan favorite and Dishin Days award winner this past year, Maggie Carney, who plays fan favorite Rita, took a moment to acknowledge and thank fans who have compiled some fun fan fiction and pics of the characters Rita and Hareld as Salem's next super couple. This was the scenes that they had at Stefano's will reading, and ever since the internet has been having some fun with pairing this duo together off screen. And Maggie is loving it and is encouraging everyone to show more. So see that video of her appreciation at Days Peacock.
And our friends, the Day Players Band, are actually about to embark on a summer 2026 tour with dates in the following states: Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Tennessee, and Kentucky. So all tickets and info go to thedayplayersband.com.
The Day Players, coming to a town near you. All right, everyone. And that has been News and Gossip. It is time to see what is coming up this week on Days of Our Lives. And then we're going to watch the summer preview. Here's what's coming up this week on Peacock's Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives.
What do you mean you're quitting?
I've got an infant at home and a pregnant wife who's...
What?
Paulina stepped aside, but I need to know that you have made that choice.
Enough avoiding the subject.
One of the rats treated with the same serum that cured Lexie has met an untimely end.
Lord have mercy.
What'd you do, EJ?
You took it too fast. That's what they did. They took it too fast. Well, everyone buckle up, because here's what's coming up this summer on Peacock's Days of Our Lives.
Father built an empire, and I must carry his vision forward.
The Dimera name and the company could be something better.
And we have an opportunity to leave a different legacy for our kids than the one that was left for us. EJ found out we used Dimera money to make the loan payments. We'll lose everything.
We have to stand together as one. If we don't, we go down.
The connection between you and EJ, is that personal or professional?
Come on, it's me. You don't need to hide anything.
If I thought I had to hide something, I wouldn't have come through the living room.
I thought we were done with all the lines.
I don't want to be involved in any of this.
Why not surprise my beautiful wife with an afternoon romance?
I am so grateful to have you.
Just hoping I can give you a proper kiss now. I love you.
I love you too. Come here.
I can see in her eyes.
You might be deluding yourself that Sarah wants to get back with you.
Money not only can't buy you love, it also can't fix what you broke.
What if the doctors here can't heal me like they couldn't heal Sophia?
I need to know about the effects on my baby.
If the tainted drugs are still out there, this could be a public health crisis.
So tell me, what other heinous things have you been covering up?
You stabbed me in the back, and now I'm returning your knife. I just hope that we stop him in time.
You do not want to be in EJ's crosshairs.
If you won't make a deal with Rafe, will you make one with me?
EJ.
You tried to murder my son!
Just feels like no place in Salem is safe right now.
You never stopped to think what this would do to me, did you?
You are not Stefano, and I will not let you be that monster.
You pulled a loaded gun on an innocent person and fired.
Where's Kelsey?
Alex.
She doesn't need your help.
You're firing me? Those pills aren't mine.
Can we just talk about this for a minute?
No.
Get out!
She's bleeding.
Everybody needs to clear the room.
I'm scared.
You knew about all this and you did nothing.
There are reasons that I haven't told you everything.
Get the hell out of here. Everything I do, every decision, every sacrifice, I do for this family!
Whoever my dad's using to drop these breadcrumbs is still out there. It's better if we just not spread the word.
Good Lord. There is so much to unpack in this summer preview. I just pray that we didn't just see all the good parts.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't put my finger on it, but I felt like there were no major spoilers this time around. And that was that I've been saying for months. I've been saying, please don't do what the last trailer did and spoil it. They spoiled Wes Ramsey for us. Please don't do that. And I don't think they did anything like that this time around. And so I'm happy.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I am too. I just the Dimera stuff, with EJ and Lexie. There's a lot. There's a lot. So hopefully some good days ahead. Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. That has been Dishin Days for this week. We thank you guys, as always, for coming and joining us and talking about your favorite soap opera. But before we head out, please make sure you show some love to our co-host, Michael Mattis, who is on assignment right now. You can go bother him on Instagram and X at ML Mattis and MLL Images LA. Justin Lee Hareld, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
And Araceli, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TA323 Araceli.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony. And you can check out my new podcast every Thursday. Now Catch This with Kim and Tony, streaming live. So make sure you go to YouTube, type in Now Catch This and subscribe. We go live every Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find all of us at Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week for another full dish of this coming week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Until then, have a wonderful week, enjoy yourselves, and be sure to tune in to Days of Our Lives Monday through Friday, exclusively on Peacock. Bye, everybody.
Bye.